Fenland Crusader here, and welcome to part 1 of 2. And before we go into that, I'd just like to thank everybody for the input we've had on the Combine Day. Overwhelming with the likes and the subscribers with all their comments, and you know, thank you very much for all that. It was a good day and a good response, and we're very pleased with that. So part 1. Well, part 1 is basically we've got the potatoes to do next, and there's one or two things I've got to do before we can start. So we've got the Massey Massey Ferguson teddy picker, sort of from 59 to 62 or 3 or whenever they was made, and there was a reasonable machine, but for me it's a nice lightweight compact machine that suits my little tractors and suits my small job I'm going to do with it, and plus it don't take up that much space. So we had a few issues with the valve block, well, not with the valve block but with the tractor, and it was bad judgment on my part. I put my live feed into there, and it ended up buggering the pump up. So we've got a repair of the tractor, and I've already had this in the soil to try it, and it seems to go okay. We've got to just do a few mods to it, and so, you know, and then we'll get the footage of the potatoes in another issue. So the second half of this is also it's Casterton weekend, and something we've been doing for 30 odd years. So I've been up there and got some tractors ready, loaded them up, and we've got some footage of that. So yeah, sit back and enjoy. And I don't expect this one to be as good as the last one, but by golly, it was a nice turnout. So yeah, sit back and we'll catch you later. Okay, so today's job then is lift the lift top off the diesel major. So I would want to lift the top off the diesel major. Well, in February 22 I took it off because I got a split pump. And all of a sudden we've lost all air pressure again. We're just wondering whether it's a split pump again, although I can't see anything right at this minute. So I've got to investigate a little bit further, and because I went to pick up the wheels on the teddy picker, and well, there was a hell of a crack, and then it wouldn't pick it up no more, and when we operated the lift arms it wouldn't even lift the person up, so obviously down on pressure. So we just need to find out whether it is actually the pump, which at the minute looks alright, but we'll have a look, get it out and have a look, and then or whether it's something to do with the relief valve gone bang, but we'll have a look. Catch you later. Okay, so I've put a fresh pump in. I've just got it bolted in. I've just put a bit of silicone around the edges there, ready for the top to come back on. If I nick the pump out of this tractor, because this tractor back end and gearbox is all but worn out. Gearbox is particularly bad, but it supports a 6-cylinder, which is a future project into the super major, because this is 6 cylinders of a super major engine, and because it's got the mechanical pump as opposed to the vacuum pump. But anyway, that's for another day. So, and also when I find it, a nice donation, get it in the right place, of a valve block, which I shall complete my open circuit pipes and the valve block, and I'll show you again. The valve block has got the relief valve in it, which was the bit that the one on the Fergie hadn't got. No relief valve in there at all. So, other than running it off a tip pipe and pinning the lever up, which I could have done, but I never give it a thought about the open circuit with no relief valve. So anyway, lesson learnt, and so I'm going to get this lift top now put on top, so I'll crack on with that and I'll bring you back when I get done. Okay, so I put the new pump in, put the lid on, and what I did, I left 2 of these shims out off of there. They look like thick washers, but there's several thin ones on there. It's just stuck together with the oil. But so this is the bit that sits on the spring. This is your relief valve, and you can see it's got shims on it. Well, I left 2 out on purpose because I didn't know whether the pump was better than mine or not better, and you know, so I didn't want to blow anything, and you know, and not know what's going on. Anyway, I took 2 off, and she's reading 1500. So I'll just put 2 thin ones back on, and I'll just pop them back on there. And then all there is a plate that goes there like that. And just presses that down. But I need 2 hands for that. So we'll get that down, we'll start the tractor up, and then we'll have a look at the pressure and see what it's up to. Catch you in a minute. Okay, so I'm just going to check the pressure. Sounds to go up first. Okay, so she's blowing off at about 1800. So we're getting there. I want to be 2250 about there. So we'll whip the top off and put the last remaining washer in where it was before. But at least that way, you know, by working up, it's better than trying to work back, you know, and you're getting too much pressure in there and bugger things up. But anyway, let me get it changed again. Okay, so I've undone the plates, the bolts in the plate. I'll just take the plate off, and there she's popped up, and there's the spring. Just there, look. So we'll put the last remaining washer on, which is quite a thick one, So I'm just wondering, probably ought to take one of the thin ones off. I've just left one of the thin ones out because that was quite a thick washer. Again, I've got to pop that plate back on, and you know, I need 2 hands. So catch you in a minute. Okay, so I'm happy at that. It's just gone over 2,000, that will do me. Just switch her off. So what we're going to do now then, I mean, I've already got the live constant flow. Just shove the seat up. So we've got that that pipe there, that's pressure pipe coming out there, and it's feeding around there and goes into there. So that's feeding your valve block and your safety valve, and then back to tank. It would have normally fed from inside on a steel pipe. When you bung that one up to bring your pressure out this way, but obviously you must have it connected all the time, otherwise it builds up pressure within the system and it busts something inside, which is pretty much what I've done. But what I did, I piped this up to this valve block, and this valve block hasn't got a relief valve. It never even entered my head when I did it, and I just pulled the lever and it popped the pump. So about square one now. We've got the pump in, got pressure back up. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my valve block in here. So I've got 2 external services and double acting at that. So and I'll do away with this block, and I'll just put 2 bullets on my pipes and plug them in, and the job's a good one. So so that's where I'm at now. I'll make some brackets, get the valve block on, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I've had a look round, and I haven't got enough fittings of pipes to finish the valve block. So we put the loop back on into the valve block, and I've gone through onto the tip pipe, and then I have to go into the valve block, through the block, and back into here. So the pressure, and pin the lever up, so the pressure then, your relief valve, you know, will come into action should it be needed. Well, it will be when you pull the lever, and you know, you stop end it, it'll blow the relief valve. So so that's what I've done to get around that one, and then I can use the valve block that's on the machine for now. But I am going to do an episode of doing this tractor. So I've got 2 two-way spools. So yeah, so that's another episode. So that sort of concludes it for this one, and until next time. Okay, so this weekend is the Casterton Vintage Show, and we're out with the Diesel 75 again. Now these tractors are not mine, these belong to the 1/2 inch collection of Stanford, or Little Casterton I should say. So, and I'm privileged to drive their tractors, and have done for the last 30 odd years. And I'm up here today, and we're just checking around. I'll spin you around. And we're just checking around the Diesel 75. Now this tractor's the only one in the country now. There was another one, and it's been sent back across the water. But as far as we're aware, this is the only one left running in the country. So, highly privileged to do this. She's a lovely old girl and all. But of course, in order to get this one out, we've had to move some bigger ones. We've got the HD9, which is going on the low loader with us, and then you've got the HD19. Well, I would imagine the HD19 is equivalent to the 14A D8. I don't think it's quite a match for a 22A, but so yeah, I mean, there's some. Where else do you go to see an HD19? I mean, when you look where my car is, look, she's a big girl, and the 19's coming with us ploughing. So we'll get the 75 fired up in a few minutes, and you'll see it being loaded up. And in the meantime, we've just got to get the HD9 on at the back of the low loader. So when we get them running, we'll catch you again. So this is the low loader we're using. We've done a few miles with this one and the Foden lorry, but we don't anymore because we'll give the licence up. Fed up with this hospital checkups and everything every time you want to renew your licence every year, and sometimes you have to call it a day on things. But anyway, he's now Arthur's grandson Eric. He's just bringing the HD9 round, and he's just going to go up there and pop up with diesel before we put it on the trailer. Because all these old Alices have all got like GM2 strokes in them. That's why they sort of tend to smoke a bit, but good job somebody saved them. But the sort of the bigger ones are not really for me. I've always been catman, but it's a good job they've been saved and looked after. That's the thing. So I'm just going to spin it round so we can back it on. And the only reason we're going to back it on is it's got to go on the back there. The pipe's going to catch the beams, so if he backs it on, the pipe will be this way more. But I'll show you him just getting up on the first part of the trailer, then I'll have to go off because he's got to climb these next lot of ramps which needs full attention. When we've got this one on, I'll go fetch the 75. Bring you back when it's done. Okay, so I'm going to have a go at starting the diesel 75. It don't always go, but hopefully it will today. We check the gears, make sure it's out. That was all start. That's all start. So it's good. Brilliant, yeah.
way you do it. It always happens like that.
As soon as the donkey runs out of juice, I'll move it. cylinder GMC 2-stroke. Nice sound, but you want your bloody earplugs in, because bugger do they scream. Big old bus this one. So the tractors are loaded up. I'm there in another shed with, well, a heap of Alice's, look. And this one in particular, the M, was stuck. So I'm just giving it, well, we've just had the PTO shaft on. Well, you can see that. But I put the PTO shaft on the PTO and put the iron bar in just to free her off, and she was fairly stuck, but she did free up okay. And so we'll just check the spark. Well, change the fuel, and then we'll just check the spark, and we've got no spark, so I've got to take the cover off and just tickle the points up a bit and then have another go. Ready, Juice?
Probably haven't we?
So we've got the Alice M running, and although she's running a bit rough, you know, she's not knocking and banging or anything. Obviously we've had the timing to bits when we did the mag, so we may have to just readjust that, but also it's been stood 5 years and it'll want the carburetor cleaning out, and odds and sods like that. She wouldn't shut right down, so something's a bit stiff there. But all in all, she goes okay, and we just need to well, just give it a good service and you know, sort her out.